Exploring the Golden Age Classics of Hollywood Part 5. Number 17 Laura, 1944. Laura is a classic film noir released in 1944, directed by Otto Preminger. The movie follows a detective named Mark McPherson as he investigates the murder of a young woman named Laura Hunt. Detective Mark McPherson is assigned to investigate the murder of Laura Hunt, a successful advertising executive in New York City. As he delves into her life, he becomes fascinated by her beauty and personality, often finding himself falling in love with her image. McPherson interviews Laura's close acquaintances, including her mentor, Waldo Lydecker, a charismatic columnist, and Shelby Carpenter, Laura's wealthy fiancé. Through his investigation, McPherson collects various pieces of evidence that lead him to suspect different individuals. However, as he uncovers the truth about Laura's life, he begins to question his own emotions and motivations. He becomes increasingly drawn to Laura, even going so far as to sleep in her apartment and immerse himself in her personal belongings. As the investigation progresses, McPherson discovers that Waldo Lydecker harbors an intense and possessive love for Laura. He also learns that Shelby Carpenter has been having an affair with Laura's friend, Diane Redfern, and that he stands to gain financially from Laura's death. McPherson begins to suspect both men of involvement in her murder. In a surprising twist, McPherson eventually uncovers the truth behind Laura's murder. It is revealed that Laura is actually alive and had faked her death. The woman who was murdered in her apartment was Diane Redfern, Laura's friend who had been impersonating her. Diane had intended to kill Laura out of jealousy and take her place. With the revelation that Laura is alive, the film takes a dramatic turn. Laura reappears, and McPherson, who had fallen in love with her image, is initially shocked but eventually overjoyed. Laura explains that she faked her death to escape an unhappy relationship with Shelby Carpenter and to start a new life. In the end, McPherson and Laura decide to be together, leaving behind the complicated and dangerous circumstances surrounding her murder. The film concludes with McPherson's voiceover narration, expressing his love for Laura and his hope for a bright future together. Laura is known for its intricate plot twists, complex characters, and atmospheric cinematography, making it a classic example of the film noir genre. Number 18 Cool Hand Luke, 1967. Cool Hand Luke is a 1967 drama film directed by Stuart Rosenberg. The movie tells the story of Lucas Luke Jackson, a rebellious prisoner who becomes a legend among his fellow inmates. The film begins with Lucas Luke Jackson, a war veteran, being arrested for cutting the heads off parking meters while intoxicated. Luke is sentenced to 2 years on a chain gang prison in the rural South. From the moment he arrives, Luke displays a rebellious and nonconformist attitude toward the prison authorities. Luke quickly becomes a charismatic figure among the prisoners, earning the nickname Cool Hand Luke due to his calm demeanor and resourcefulness. He repeatedly defies the strict rules and regulations of the prison, often engaging in acts of rebellion and attempting to escape. Despite the harsh treatment and physical punishments he endures, Luke's rebellious spirit remains unbroken. He forms close bonds with his fellow inmates, who admire his resilience and refusal to conform to the oppressive prison system. However, his actions also attract the attention of the sadistic captain, whose determination to break Luke becomes increasingly relentless. Throughout the film, Luke's defiance and endurance inspire hope in his fellow prisoners, who see him as a symbol of resistance against the oppressive system. They look up to him and find solace in his refusal to give in. As the film reaches its climax, Luke makes a daring and seemingly successful escape attempt. However, he is eventually recaptured and brought back to the prison. Following his return, the captain takes his anger and frustration out on Luke, subjecting him to a brutal beating. The physical and emotional toll of the beating proves to be too much for Luke, and he collapses, unable to continue fighting. He is taken to the prison infirmary, where he is visited by his friend Dragline, who tearfully admits that Luke is his hero. In the final scene of the film, Luke is seen lying on his bed in the infirmary, weakened and near death. The prison chaplain offers words of comfort and tries to console him. Luke, in his weakened state, quietly expresses his desire to be free, saying, "I tried, didn't I?" As he takes his last breath, a peaceful smile comes across his face, suggesting a sense of acceptance and freedom in death. The film ends with Luke's body being prepared for burial, while the other inmates, including Dragline, watch solemnly. The final shot shows the grave marker with the words Luke Jackson, 1927 to 1967, symbolizing the end of Luke's struggle against the system and his transformation into a symbol of resistance and inspiration for his fellow prisoners. Cool Hand Luke is known for its powerful performances, particularly by Paul Newman in the lead role, and its exploration of themes such as rebellion, individualism, and the oppressive nature of institutions. Number 19. Anatomy of a Murder, 1959. Anatomy of a Murder is a 1959 courtroom drama film directed by Otto Preminger. The movie revolves around a murder trial and the complex legal and moral issues that arise during the proceedings. The film follows Paul Beegler, a former district attorney turned defense attorney, who is approached by Lieutenant Frederick Mannion to represent him in a murder trial. Mannion is accused of killing Bernard Bunny Quill, a local tavern owner, after he allegedly raped Mannion's wife, Laura. Beegler takes on the case, believing in Mannion's claim of temporary insanity due to the extreme emotional distress caused by the alleged rape. As the trial unfolds, Beegler faces off against the ambitious and formidable prosecutor, Assistant State Attorney Mitch Lodwick. The courtroom drama intensifies as the lawyers present their evidence and call witnesses to the stand. Testimonies and cross-examinations delve into the details of the alleged rape, Mannion's state of mind at the time of the murder, and the events leading up to the fateful night. Throughout the trial, Beegler's unorthodox methods and legal strategies create tension and uncertainty. He challenges the credibility of witnesses, dissects the prosecution's case, and exposes inconsistencies in the testimonies. Beegler's defense centers on Mannion's temporary insanity and the concept of irresistible impulse. As the trial progresses, the personal lives and relationships of the characters become entangled with the legal proceedings. Emotions run high as Beegler's secretary and love interest, Maida, finds herself caught between her loyalty to Beegler and her own feelings for him. In the climactic conclusion of the trial, the jury returns with a verdict of not guilty for Mannion. The defense's argument of temporary insanity and irresistible impulse successfully convinces the jury that Mannion's actions were a result of his emotional state and the trauma he experienced. After the trial, Beegler and Maida reflect on the outcome and their professional and personal relationship. They acknowledge the complexities of the case and the moral ambiguity surrounding the events that unfolded. In the final scene, Beegler and Maida sit together on the courthouse steps, contemplating the nature of justice and the limits of the legal system. They discuss the gray areas of the law and the sometimes imperfect pursuit of truth in the courtroom. Anatomy of a Murder is renowned for its intelligent script, powerful performances, and thought-provoking exploration of morality and the legal system. The film raises questions about the nature of justice, the complexities of human behavior, and the limits of the law in determining guilt and innocence. Number 20. The Grapes of Wrath, 1940. The Grapes of Wrath is a 1940 drama film directed by John Ford, based on John Steinbeck's Pulitzer Prize-winning novel of the same name. The movie tells the story of the Joad family, who are forced to leave their Oklahoma farm during the Great Depression and embark on a journey to California in search of a better life. The film begins during the Dust Bowl era in Oklahoma, where the Joad family, consisting of Tom Joad, his parents, and his siblings, are struggling to survive on their drought-ridden farm. Due to economic hardships caused by the Great Depression, the family is forced to leave their land and migrate west to California, where they hope to find work and a brighter future. The Joads, along with thousands of other Okies, face numerous challenges and hardships as they make their way to California in an old truck. Along the journey, they encounter poverty, discrimination, and exploitation. They endure harsh living conditions, meager wages, and the uncertainty of finding steady employment. Despite the adversities, the Joads maintain their resilience and determination to survive. They find solace and support within their own family and form connections with other migrant workers they meet along the way. Through their collective struggles, they develop a sense of solidarity and a shared desire for a better life. Upon reaching California, the Joads discover that the promised land they envisioned is far from what they had hoped. They encounter fierce competition for jobs, low wages, and exploitation by large landowners and corporations. The family faces further displacement and hardship as they move from one transient camp to another, striving to survive in harsh and dehumanizing conditions. In the film's poignant ending, the Joad family finds temporary respite in a government-run camp for migrant workers. However, the family's unity is tested when Tom, the eldest son, gets involved in a conflict between the workers and the landowners. Tom's actions lead to him being wanted by the authorities, and he must leave the family to avoid capture. Tom says a tearful goodbye to his mother, Ma Jode, and assures her that he will continue fighting for justice and equality. He departs, leaving the family behind. In the final scene, Ma Jode delivers a powerful speech, expressing her determination to endure and persevere despite the hardships. She emphasizes the importance of unity, resilience, and the indomitable spirit of the migrant workers. The film concludes with a shot of Ma Jode's face, reflecting a mix of determination, pain, and hope for a better future. The Jode family, along with countless others, represent the resilience and strength of the human spirit in the face of adversity. The Grapes of Wrath is celebrated for its powerful portrayal of the Great Depression, its social commentary on labor exploitation and economic inequality, and its depiction of the endurance and humanity of those affected by the crisis. The film serves as a timeless reminder of the struggles faced by marginalized communities and the resilience they demonstrate in their pursuit of a better life. Number 21 Open City, 1945. Open City, original title, Roma, Città Aperta, is a 1945 Italian neorealist film directed by Roberto Rossellini. Set in Rome during World War II, the movie depicts the struggles and resistance of the Italian people against the Nazi occupation. The film follows a group of characters in Rome who are involved in the resistance movement against the occupying German forces. The central characters include Pina, a pregnant woman engaged to be married, Francesco, a resistance leader, and Don Pietro, a Catholic priest who supports the resistance. As the film begins, we see the resistance members planning an attack on a German convoy in Rome. The plan is thwarted by a traitor within their ranks, and Francesco is captured and later executed by the Germans. This event sets the tone for the film, highlighting the harsh reality and dangers faced by those involved in the resistance. Pina, devastated by the loss of Francesco, commits herself to the resistance cause. She develops a close bond with Don Pietro, who provides moral guidance and support to the resistance fighters. Pina's friendship with Marina, a prostitute who also supports the resistance, further strengthens her resolve to fight against the occupation. The film portrays the daily struggles and sacrifices made by the Italian people during the war. It showcases the resilience and courage of ordinary citizens who risk their lives to support the resistance movement, including hiding weapons, distributing propaganda, and providing aid to those in need. As the occupation intensifies, the characters face increasing dangers and risks. Pina is captured and interrogated by the Germans but refuses to divulge any information about the resistance. Don Pietro, too, falls into the hands of the Germans, who torture and eventually kill him for his support of the resistance. In the film's powerful and emotional ending, the resistance members organize a major act of sabotage against the Germans. Despite the risks, they come together, united in their commitment to freedom and justice. The attack, however, fails, resulting in the capture and execution of many resistance fighters. The final scene of the film depicts a devastated Pina being taken away by German soldiers. As she is led through the streets, she spots her young son, Marcello, who has been hiding nearby. Pina calls out to him, reassuring him that everything will be fine. The film ends with Marcello running after his mother, their fates uncertain but their spirits unbroken. Open City is a seminal work of Italian neorealism, known for its realistic and raw portrayal of life during wartime. The film highlights the brutality of the Nazi occupation and the strength and resilience of the Italian people. It serves as a powerful testament to the sacrifices made by ordinary individuals in their fight against oppression and for the values of freedom and humanity.